In one of the most remote and extreme environments on Earth, a small team of researchers is working to better understand and protect some of the planet's most incredible animals. This is Antarctica, a world of ice, endless horizons, powerful oceans, and wildlife found nowhere else. For the Cethus Foundation, these expeditions are part of a much larger mission: the research, education, and conservation of whales and dolphins. Founded in Argentina in 1992, Cethus works through three connected pillars. Research creates the knowledge needed to understand marine life. Education passes that knowledge to future generations. And outreach helps turn science into real conservation action. Because before we can protect something, we first have to understand it. The Antarctic expedition is where part of that understanding begins. Every year during the short Antarctic summer, researchers travel south to study the whales that migrate here to feed in the rich waters of the Southern Ocean. The timing is critical. Between November and March, the ice retreats, the weather becomes slightly more forgiving, and whales arrive in large numbers to feed on krill. Outside this small window, the conditions become too extreme for most research operations. Here, the ship becomes everything: a home, a laboratory, transportation, and shelter. And Antarctica never makes things easy. The Southern Ocean is one of the roughest seas on Earth. Strong winds, freezing temperatures, and moving ice constantly challenge the expedition. 6-meter waves can make even walking through the ship almost impossible. Extreme cold affects not only the researchers but also cameras, batteries, and scientific equipment. Good weather days are precious, and every opportunity to collect data matters. While the ship travels through Antarctic waters, the team continuously searches for signs of life. Some observations happen visually from the decks, scanning the horizon for whales surfacing between the waves. But much of the life of these animals happens beneath the surface. Around 70% of a whale's life takes place underwater, and many species communicate through sound. To listen to this hidden world, researchers use special underwater microphones called hydrophones. While sailing, an array of hydrophones is pulled behind the ship, recording and monitoring sounds in real time. When working from smaller boats, the team lowers portable hydrophones into the water at specific locations. These sounds help detect animals that cannot be seen and reveal how whales use different parts of the ocean. Combined with visual observations and photo identification, researchers slowly build a clearer picture of their movements, behavior, and populations. The Southern Ocean is home to some of the most iconic marine animals on the planet: Antarctic blue whales, humpback whales, fin whales, minke whales, sperm whales, and orcas. Orcas are among the most fascinating. Different Antarctic orca populations have developed completely different ways of hunting and surviving in this frozen environment, and scientists are still discovering more about them. For the researchers, every encounter is special. One morning, deep in the Weddell Sea, the team came across a group of around 10 orcas at sunrise. The ocean was completely calm, like a mirror, and the animals moved silently through the water in the soft Antarctic light. Moments like this are impossible to forget. But beyond their beauty, these animals play an essential role in the health of our oceans. Many whale populations are still recovering from the damage caused by industrial whaling in the 20th century. Some are recovering well, while others remain vulnerable, and scientists are still trying to understand why. Whales are also indicators of ocean health. Their behavior and condition can reveal problems caused by human activity, such as pollution, climate change, or the overuse of marine resources. Protecting them means protecting the entire ecosystem they are part of. Life aboard an Antarctic research ship follows a demanding routine. During summer, daylight almost never disappears, so the schedule is controlled more by the clock than by sunrise and sunset. When the ship is moving, researchers work long shifts, rotating between outdoor observation points exposed to the cold and indoor stations where they can recover. When the ship stops near research bases, The team moves to smaller boats to continue acoustic surveys. Every day ends the same way: cleaning equipment, checking cameras, preparing hydrophones, charging batteries, and making sure everything is ready for the next opportunity. Working in Antarctica is physically and mentally demanding. The cold, isolation, rough seas, and distance from home are constant challenges. But in such a difficult environment, teamwork becomes everything. Scientists, crew members, and researchers depend on each other, creating a special connection that many describe almost like a family. And the reward is being part of something much bigger, a global effort to understand and protect one of Earth's last truly wild places. Even after several expeditions, Antarctica continues to surprise. The size of the landscape, the silence, the untouched nature, and the incredible diversity of wildlife create moments that are difficult to describe. It is a place that reminds you how powerful and fragile our planet really is. A place so vast and untouched that it leaves you speechless. For Cethus, the work continues, from Antarctica to Patagonia and beyond. The information collected during these expeditions contributes to international research, conservation programs, and future protection of marine ecosystems. But this work also depends on support. Operating in such extreme conditions requires reliable equipment, and for a non-profit organization, access to high-quality field gear is not always easy. That is why contributions like the support from Dry Tide are important, helping researchers safely transport and protect their equipment in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Because every piece of research, every expedition, and every moment spent understanding these animals brings us one step closer to protecting them. Antarctica is more than a destination. It is a reminder of what still exists on our planet and why it is worth fighting for.